Yo, peace. This is the Blade. I wanted to tap in with y'all for a second. I wanted to talk about, what's happening in the battle realm, in the battle rap realm of things. It's a crazy weekend, as we all know. We had the Smack, the Ultimate Madness 3 tournament, and upsets. Oh man, upsets ain't even the word. That's an understatement, right? And then on top of that, ARP drops the Cassidy Hitman. Same day, right? So this is all yesterday. This is Saturday. So man, where do we start? Yo, what's crazy to me? I just caught an interview. I think this was Caps. Caps was interviewing Rosenberg Raw and Cassidy. They was both in the lab. Man, I don't know if y'all caught the interview that Caps did with QP, Clean Paper. I caught parts of it, but to be honest, I don't recall it that heavy or that strongly. But I love to hear QP talk because I like him as a character. But man, Cass got on Cass's interview and just completely nullified whatever the fuck Clean was saying. And you know how Cassidy give it up, same like still body language, but still just talking to you crazy. He like, what the fuck is QP have done? He's like, you can't even be talking to me like you can do anything. He like, ain't nobody ever done nothing to me in battle rap. And he was just basically just breaking all of QP's points that he was saying on his own interview down. Cass was like, yo, he was like, I went to the battle one deep with my one dude who is not a security guard, but he said he's so solid, people just think he is security. And you know what's so crazy? All of this happens in the same day. I'm watching this interview, and the same night, I go to my homepage, I see Cassidy versus Hitman, epic rap battle, RBE. So I go look at the battle again after I've been watching it from the VOD. And, it's not like a new discovery, but it was just confirming because I'm looking at the footage and you see Cassidy's cat. He taller than him. He wearing a black fitted and he just standing there, but he's not wearing anything that says security. Now, I know that you don't have to wear anything to be security because that will most likely be done by a venue. Usually a venue or a bar is gonna have their security personnel wear a shirt, wear a coat that says security. So, this cat, he's dressed in regular clothing. So he could have been in security, but I mean, shit, friend or not, he's still securing his man, right? So, Cass says that. He's like, ain't nobody ever done nothing to me. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. He was like, nigga, he was like, look up some of the old Cassidy footage and see how my hands fly. And he was like, why am I gonna fight? He's like, I'm not gonna fight. He's like, I'm an entertainer. True. Like, he's not supposed to be. Like, that's why Hitman looked even crazier with all of that shit from the face-off because, I mean, you can't be serious. You know that this is a professionally booked face-off and Cassidy is B-list, A-list celebrity, whatever you want to rank him as, but, high profile. This man's not going to fight you at a fucking face-off. Like, come on. Where are we at? Where are we at in our minds? Now, I feel what Hit was saying as far as feeling like, it was people in the room that he didn't know and all of that. Okay, granted, but, man, come on, man. That's not going to happen at a face-off, man. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to really get back to the battle because the Cass Hitman, because, I didn't see the VOD several times, but, the way that the YouTube video is produced makes you enjoy the battle a whole nother way. And then the audio is a little bit better. It's mixed, mastered. I mean, I'm not sure if that terminology applies to the videos. I know with music for sure. But sound quality booming. And I watched it again just to see if my opinions had changed. Not at all. Cash 3-0. We could talk about it, we could debate about it, we could do whatever, but I got Cash. Now, I'm not going to lie. Hitman had some moments. That first round, Hitman had the crowd, If we judging off of moving the crowd, mastering the ceremony, all of the traditional rules of hip-hop, then, Hitman was moving the crowd first round. Material, I wasn't really crazy about all of it. You know, he had some lines. He rebutted Cass with the he was like, you called Calico to hear rounds at the face-off. I was going to let him hear rounds from Calico. I'm just returning the favor. And, you know, he got the crowd. So it was like, okay, he said something about it. That's really what it is at this point. You know, nowadays, when you rebuttal or rebut, you know, because the rebuttal is what it is. Rebut is the action. But it's like nowadays, you know, all you got to do is just address it and then people cheer because they be like, ooh, he said something. So, you know, he gets his rebuttal off, has the Calico line. He had the hot, like, now, performing wise, like, I love what Hitman does. I love it. His pen is not crazy. He's got a good pen. He's not garbage. You know, Hitman is not garbage, but like, man, that material was like on some 106 in Park level, wilding out, like, just like kiddie shit, man. You talking about, it's 48 to open the act, about to start the show. High speed, what'd he say? I do my cardio. Like, he sound like a little kid, like, I do my cardio. Shooting while the whip's still spinning. It's Super Mario. Like, even before Cassidy made fun of that, I was thinking like, yo, are you serious? But then Hitman's argument through this whole thing is, like, I seen one of his posts on IG or Twitter. Or he probably shared it to both platforms, but I seen one of his recent posts. He was talking about, Cass had Little Red Riding Hood bars and fake teeth. Well, yo, that shit landed. And if you want to be real, that Super Mario line puts you at the same table with Cass, if that's the case. If he was corny for that, you definitely corny for doing that Super Mario shit. Spinning around in a circle and looking at that nigga dead serious. Man, come on, man. You ain't do no damage with that. Then he moves on to talk about his catalog and all of that. Like, you don't know. You can't verify. You talking about you went from asking girls to come to my hotel to live in one. Can't verify that. Who believes that? Come on. Move on. Long story short, I'm not going to recap the whole battle because we already kind of did that. But, you know, I just wanted to bring to y'all attention that I rewatched it to see if I should have gone back on my, you know, statements and probably, you know, gave y'all an updated recap. Nah, man. Cass won that shit. Cass won that, man. And then he going ham on IG. He like, I retired that, man. It's so funny, man. It's so funny. But like, yo, Cass still 3-0. Hitman, you did okay, but it wasn't enough. That's just the facts. Hitman was not garbage. Hitman was, I mean, the level of material, I feel like I've enjoyed better bars against other opponents. The old red material was crazy. Charlie Clips material I liked. On Guerrilla Warfare, Surf shit was good. I liked a lot of shit, like the Bill Collector shit. Like, I thought that was probably some of Hitman's best work, to be honest with you, as far as the lyrics. Like, performance, he's always good. Delivery, he's always got, and I feel like that's one of his strong points. People say performance, but really, I feel like it's delivery. I feel like Hitman got a strong delivery, and he wouldn't be able to benefit from having a good performance without the strong delivery. I feel like that might be Hitman's strongest attribute. You know, and the performance for him is a cherry on top. Because, like he said himself in the interview, he's like, yo, when we started URL, like when we was you know, building it, he was like, yo, if you go back to the skill set, performance was not one of my attributes when they put my stats up. And I remember, because it was lyrical aggression, and it wasn't performance. Lyrics, aggression, it was like another attribute, but it wasn't performance. And he's right. And he also went on to say, like, you know, I adjusted with the times because we started selling out the bigger venues, the Webster Hall and all of that. I'm like, facts. But Cass got that one. But let's talk about the Ultimate Madness, man. I want to say this. I know that everybody is talking about the upsets, like Swave got cheated. That shit was crazy. Jones got cheated. That shit was crazy. Twerk choke, that was craziest. Now I'm gonna be real with y'all. I didn't catch everything. I was running some errands during this time, and I was in a car. So of course, I'm driving through neighborhoods, pinging from tower to tower. So this caffeine app is so damn sensitive. As soon as this shit start buffering, it might return back buffering, but then it'll suggest to you turn off the real-time controls so you can stop experiencing buffering. Well, guess what? I do that shit every time, and then the shit turns back on somehow. I'm like, how? I'm turning it off. And then, of course, if you switch from on or off the controls, that shit brings you later or earlier in the stream. So depending on which one you're going to or from, you're going to be in a different place in the battle every time. So first battle was drugs and Yoshi. I'm missing mad parts. I'm like salty, right? But I'm not really super invested in the either one of them for real. Like drugs, I'm just not really, not saying he whack. I'm just not interested. Just not interested. I don't see enough of me personally to be interested in his art. Yoshi, I'm just not well informed. I'm not even gonna try to give an opinion. So I'm not gonna give y'all an update on that. This isn't a recap. This is just me tapping in. We just talking about the culture, right? So I didn't catch most of that battle. Now the next one, I believe it was Swave and Prep. I was mad as hell, man, because I had the same issue from the first battle as far as the turn on and off real-time comments so the shit can stop buffering and all that. So I'm catching it, and Prep just talking like a young dumb nigga, just you old. He had some moments in there. People say he did. I mean, I don't think Prep's garbage, but I don't think he's impressive, And this is where we get the lines blurred in MCing and hip hop, man. Motherfuckers just do some things okay, and then people just grade them on a curve and give them anyway. So I went into this knowing Swave was gonna spank him. I still feel like he did based on what little I caught. And again, this isn't my full, analysis. But like from what I caught, I definitely feel like Swave got cheated. And see, there's this thing in battle rap where, because hip hop is mostly dominated by the youth, there's gonna be a majority of younger people in this culture. And what happens a lot of times is when you're young, you may not have had the experiences to prompt you to be a master of your craft or to just think a little bit more on a more experienced level with things, right? So I say all of that to say Prep is coming with, high school level material in my opinion. You old and all of that. People say he wigged in the third round. He probably did. Once this shit drops on the app, I'll watch it again. But Swave, he felt like he got cheated. I felt like he got cheated. The judgment was like, Tone Bro was pretty analytical. I enjoy his analysis. He's pretty thorough. Minnesota Luke, he wasn't bad. But he took points away from Swave because he said he didn't like the fact that Swave was in his opponent's personal space. I'm like what have you been watching then? Like that's what happens in this sport. Now, obviously that does not have to be, but that's what happens in this sport. Like what? So that pissed Swave off. Would piss me off too. Prep ends up getting it. Prep is not even a nigga that really, I'm just big with authenticity and not the street authenticity. Oh, you real. Nah, not all of that. I'm talking about genuine. I'm looking at the face off and Prep not even talking in his regular voice. He trying to put on the character. I can't stand that shit with this. That's the wrestling shit. I don't like that wrestling shit. If you feel like you're going to beat your opponent, cool. But base it on some truth. What is up with y'all niggas? Y'all niggas would get eaten alive if it was a formal debate. You can get away with all this shit that niggas just ramble off of their tongue that don't have no validation, no support, or no references because, it's not enough analytical people that think for themselves in the room when niggas say shit. So they just say what they say, and then if they get a reaction, they'd be like, mission accomplished. Moving on. So Prep and Swave, all right, he got cheated. what was next? I think it was Gotti and Riggs, or was it Serious Jones and Nitty? I think Serious Jones and Nitty. Yeah. Serious Jones and Nitty. I felt like Nitty was pretty good as always, but none of that shit is verifiable. That's the thing with these personals. Can't nobody verify that shit. But because we got a youth dominated culture, we have so many of us who don't do the knowledge, don't do the research, don't think about shit for themselves, shock value driven. They hear it the first time. Now that line about Sirius not having a phone, that was good, but how can I score it? I don't know. He said, he said, I heard you ain't even have a phone. He said, how this bitch Sirius talking? Something like that. He was talking, but it was a nice little double entendre. But man, Jones blew him away, man. Come on, man. It was good, but like Nitty was good, but I don't feel like he beat Jones. And that's what be irking me with this shit. I wish I was a judge, man. I wish I was a judge, because the lines get too blurred too often. Niggas be feeling like, oh, it's a fight. He fought back. Like, nigga, when do you win just based off of effort by itself? You don't just win just because you fought. You just are fighting. Good. Fight. You're supposed to. But, man, that shit wasn't close. Nitty had some moments. It was good. Wasn't nothing wrong. He does everything he normally does. But this is Serious Jones. Why niggas acting like they don't know? This nigga been tournament killing way before this new era. And his shit was judged. So he can talk his shit. These niggas walking around, yeah, I beat you. Seen what I did? What? You seen what I did to such and such? Man, y'all niggas be running y'all mouth and don't be having no sanctioned victories under their belt. Back to the topic. Sirius got cheated. I felt like Minnesota Luke said some shit about Serious Jones's facial expression, made it look like he was losing. I mean, that can probably indicate that sometimes, but you can't take points. Like, you don't really know. You don't really know, man. And then after that performance, come on, man. Now, some might say this is probably karma. Hey, I don't know, man. Wouldn't be far-fetched to me after all of that ARP business. I don't know. But moving on, Gotti and Riggs. Gotti did his numbers as always. Geechee Gotti, you are consistent. I don't think Geechee Gotti is like the most potent, but hey, that's just my opinion. As far as a competitor and a consistent professional, from what I pretty much like, if I look at his overall career and the performances that he's had within the past 2 years, maybe, man, you can't take nothing away from Gotti, man. He shows up. Don't be really like slipping a lot. He slips some. You know what I mean? But, he did his numbers. Riggs. Oh, I know what I skipped. Official and Cortez. I'll get to that. Riggs did well. A lot of niggas be sleeping on Riggs. Gotti got that, but I didn't watch the whole battle. I'm not even gonna cap. From what I've seen, I was like, man, I think Gotti got this. And I'm sure I'm not wrong. It don't take long. It don't take long. Sometimes there can be some surprises, but it don't take long to know who gonna win. Unless whoever was leading the battle took a round off and then shit changes. But, oh man, Official and Cortez. Oh man, I'm skipping shit. I gotta talk about what's his face, Swamp and Jerry West. That was good. But all right, let's do it like this because there's a point I want to make. So let's switch, right? So Jerry West and Swamp. I was pretty impressed by Swamp. I was impressed by Jerry West, but like, this is no knock, and I'm not even trying to say this negatively. It's everything I expected. I don't have any negative thing to say. I think Jerry West was on point. Man, he had some bars in there that I really liked. I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't in the mindset to recap because I wasn't taking notes. I was out running errands. But everything from what I liked as far as delivery, performance, relevant bars, no reaches, comfortability, preparation, all of that you get with Jerry West was present. Swamp, same thing. Swamp is not really, like, to me, like, I'm in the lyricist mind. So when I hear Swamp, I don't be hearing a whole lot of shit that impresses me, but I do enjoy his charisma. I think he's creative. I think he don't do a whole bunch of the regular shit that people always do. He does it sometimes, but you know what I'm talking about, man. The same shit Cassidy be talking about, the bow, you know what I'm saying? Like how many times? Like, I want y'all to do this. Next Smack event that comes on, get a pen, get a piece of paper, and I want you to write down every time you hear, or if you hear, bow, you know, because niggas be trying to, they be thinking, they be thinking this is performance, so, you know, they'll do shit to kind of slow down the momentum in the verse so their performance can stand out. Give you a prime example. They'll do some shit, I'm just freestyling. They'll do some shit like, Tulia flare, your jewels in the air. Once I aim this, it was like a new, like whatever they gonna say, it's always the same setup, man. It's the bow. Hitman did that dumbass shit. He did a bow and it was so funny because Cassidy took the thunder right from this nigga when he did it. He was like, what'd he say? It was when he did some shit in the second round where he was trying to give Cassidy some body shots and then Cass did it. He did the boxing, shadow boxing while Hitman was rapping. Completely took the energy from him. Hitman had to do it again. Veteran shit, but that's off topic. Anyway, so yeah, Swamp is good. That can go either way. I really don't have a loser. If people say Swamp got that, I would understand, but it's not like West didn't show up. He did everything he's supposed to do. Now, this is the part I wanted to get to. This applies for both battles. Official and Cortez, KCJ and Twerk. We're going to start with Official and Cortez. Cortez did everything he's supposed to do. Niggas was playing with him like he not a veteran. He is. Legend, I don't know personally, but I would argue that Cortez has some legendary moments. So nonetheless, we're going to say a vet at the least. Official came in there repeating her last words, like, you know how people do. And the tech gonna lift up. And the tech gonna lift up. As soon as you start doing that shit, I already know. You jamming up, you not prepared. How you not prepared for this? I don't fucking know. So yeah. She's slipping up, running shit back, choking and all of that. I'm not gonna kill her on that because I'm sure she's already frustrated with herself. She done voiced it on camera. Preparation, man. Yeah, man, I don't know what school people come from, but like the school that I come from, we ain't on all that. You know, we ain't on all that, man. Ain't no, man, I tell y'all something. I've performed songs that I know well, and went on stage and had some drinks before it. Had a couple drinks before the performance, and I lost my place. I didn't stop, you know, it was not obvious to the crowd, nothing like that. I was able to do some veteran shit and move into, you know, another space. But I was so mad. I was mad, man, at myself because we don't do that. We don't do that, you know. But that's the thing. You know, mastering the craft is far and few nowadays, man. A lot of cats don't come from the craft. They don't come from mastering their shit and making sure you on point. Like, when I used to battle, man, forget what. I don't remember ever choking. Ever. Lose, win, whatever. I don't remember ever choking. So for these cats nowadays to have all of this publicity and you getting paid regularly to do what you love and you choke, man, what? I wish I would have those kind of circumstances and choke. Got me fucked up. So she chokes, loses. Cortez wins. KCJ, Twerk. I didn't even catch it. I was already running my errands. Yo. Twerk, man. I ain't even got, man, look. And you talking about Murder Mook? Nigga, shut up. You ain't got nothing to say to Murder Mook. You are not even in the conversation. Like, please. And like, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the battle. You know, UNT Top versus, you know, Murderland. But man, nigga, you You got life fucked up, man. Man, I wish I would. I wish I would choke. I don't even gotta have no $100,000 on the line. Nigga, anytime you see me in the MC bag, period. Nigga, if I choke, I'm a freestyle. Nah, we don't do that. We don't do that, man. So, I mean, that's all I got to say. I mean, God bless the brother, but like, we don't come from that school over here, man. Like, all that choking and unprepared, and you're not taking shit. Like, nigga, do you see who's around you? I don't understand, man. I grew up in a time period where it was all about that preparation. It was all about that pen. You knew, like, nigga, So, just wanted to tap in with y'all. Y'all hit the like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned. Let's keep each other updated on what's happening. And I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.